Anora Ani Makiva is a young exotic dancer living in Brighton Beach, a Russian-speaking community in Brooklyn. As the only Russian-speaking dancer at a high-end strip club in Manhattan, Ani is introduced by her boss to Ivan Vanya Zakharov, the indulged and careless son of the wealthy Russian oligarch Nikolai Zakharov. Officially in the U.S. for his studies, Vanya spends the majority of his time partying and playing video games in his family's mansion in Brooklyn. His parents pay his godfather, Toros, along with his associates, Garnik and Igor, to keep Vanya out of trouble and to clean up after his misadventures. Vanya hires Ani for a series of sexual encounters and quickly becomes infatuated with her. He offers her $15,000 to spend a week with him and pretend to be his girlfriend. This sparks a whirlwind romance that eventually leads to a trip to Las Vegas, where Vanya impulsively proposes. Though initially reluctant, Ani agrees, swayed by Vanya's professed love for her. They elope in a small chapel in Vegas. Shortly after the wedding, Vanya casually admits that he hopes the marriage will help him secure a green card, allowing him to avoid returning to Russia and working for his estranged father. Disappointed but resolute, Ani quits her job and fully commits to being Vanya's wife. However, Vanya continues to be immature and self-centered. News of their marriage spreads across Russian social media, enraging Vanya's controlling mother, Galina. She orders Toros to track them down and obtain an annulment while the family prepares to fly to the U.S. Toros sends Garnik and Igor to confront the couple at the mansion. They inform Vanya that he is being sent back to Russia and repeatedly insult Ani, calling her a prostitute. Overwhelmed, Vanya runs off, leaving Ani to face the situation alone. A physical confrontation breaks out, with Ani fighting off Garnik and Igor, causing significant damage to the mansion in the process. Eventually subdued, Ani is confronted by Toros, who offers her $10,000 to accept the annulment, explaining that Vanya has no personal assets to divide in a divorce. Though Ani insists she loves Vanya, she reluctantly agrees to help find him, hoping to salvage their relationship. As a precaution, Toros takes her wedding ring. The group spends the night searching Brooklyn for Vanya, who is on a drunken spree, bouncing from nightclub to nightclub. Ani eventually finds him receiving a lap dance from a rival stripper at her former club, sparking a heated confrontation. She attempts to explain the seriousness of the situation, but Vanya, too intoxicated, dismisses her. Meanwhile, Galina, now in New York with Nikolai, learns that their Nevada marriage cannot be annulled without additional complications. She orders the group to head to Las Vegas to resolve the matter. In Las Vegas, Ani attempts to prove herself to Vanya's parents by speaking to them in Russian. While Nikolai is mildly amused, Galina remains cold and dismissive. Vanya sides with his family, telling Ani coldly that their marriage is no longer viable. Aware that she never signed a prenuptial agreement, Ani threatens a prolonged divorce battle. However, Galina warns her that if she proceeds, she will destroy her life. Recognizing Vanya's immaturity and the overwhelming power of his family, Ani reluctantly agrees to the annulment. After the paperwork is signed, Igor suggests that Vanya apologize to Ani, but Galina forbids it. Ani, in turn, delivers a sharp parting insult to both Vanya and Galina, which unexpectedly amuses Nikolai. Igor drives Ani back to New York to pack her belongings. During their final evening at the Zakharov mansion, they share a rare moment of connection. Igor reveals it was his birthday the day before, and Ani shows a brief moment of vulnerability. The next morning, Igor gives Ani the money Toros promised her and quietly returns her wedding ring as a kind gesture. Touched by his empathy, Ani briefly initiates intimacy with Igor but eventually breaks down, sobbing in his arms.